Hello and welcome to the season premiere of Red Wolves Live. I'm Kamen Entchev. Arkansas State's 100 season started with more than 500 yards of Red Wolves offense. You'll see those highlights in a bit, but first we'll head out to Centennial Bank Stadium. Chris Hutchison covered the game, so let's get his thoughts.
Hey there, Kamen, and hey there to all of you. An interesting 60 minutes to say the least here at the Vault. Fast start. You can't start any faster than scoring in 41 seconds. But as I've come to know these last couple years covering A-State football, crazy things always seem to happen when the Red Wolves take the field. Unconventional, odd things always seem to happen. You had a couple turnovers here and there that kept Montana State in the game, and some controversy to start the second half, but nonetheless, A-State surges at the end when it matters most, winning 37-10 in a game over a talented FCS team. That's all I'm going to say here for now. You're going to see moving pictures in a sec of how it all went down.
That's right, Chris, and A-State would have the 100 season opener with Blake Anderson, and here they come. The second play from scrimmage, as there's Coach Anderson. The second play from scrimmage, Freddie Knighton finds Tress Houston. Look at this one-handed catch and the spin move. Wow, that's a Red Wolves first down. Very next play, just 41 seconds into the game, Michael Gordon gets in the open field, and there's no catching him. Gordon's headed to the house for a 42-yard touchdown. Gordon wouldn't play in the second half, though, because of injury. Montana State would recover a muff punt in the Red Wolves red zone, and on 4th and goal, Anthony Knight punches it in from 1 yard out. The game's tied at 7. Jonesboro alum Luke Ferguson had a good day. This 29-yard field goal puts A-State up 10-7. And the defense had a strong performance, none stronger than that Xavier Woodson hit for the sack. Wow. And then when you have a great athlete like J.D. McKissick, you throw a screen pass and you kind of let him do the rest. Look at those moves. They would lead to a 43-yard gain into the Bobcat red zone. And Luke Ferguson, he made 3 field goals today, and here's another short kick with 5 seconds left in the first half. The Red Wolves led 13-7 at intermission. The second half would start with a bang. Frankie Jackson lays out Sean Johnson. Wow, talk about jacked up. The refs say it was a helmet-to-helmet hit. After replay, Frankie's ejected from the game. Montana State and A-State would trade field goals. Then Freddie finds Tress Houston. Houston back to Knighton, and look at Freddie go. The Red Wolves would get tricky here. Good blocking down the field, and the 45-yard pickup would lead the ASU down to the Montana State 23-yard line. Then Knighton rolls and finds Darian Griswold for a 23-yard score, and it's 23-10 A-State. Rocky Hayes and then Q Lee would both get interceptions in the second half. A pair of 1-yard rush TDs made it 37-10 as the Red Wolves start with a win. A-State would win 37-10, as I just said. And let's take a look at tonight's stats. Freddie Knighton led the Red Wolves on the air and in the ground. Freddie had 219 passing yards and 104 rushing yards. And yeah, he also had those 45 receiving yards, which you just saw. Tress Houston led the receivers with 8 catches for 87 yards as the team A-State had, get this, 558 total yards of offense. That's not a misprint. Meanwhile, the ASU defense held Montana State to just 228 total yards. Jonesboro alum Luke Ferguson made all 3 of his field goals. So you just saw how the Red Wolves won the opener, but what did Coach Anderson think? You'll hear from the leader of the pack coming up. We'll take you into the media room next on Red Wolves Live.
Wolves Live, sponsored by George Kell and Arkansas State University.
Welcome back to Red Wolves Live. A-State beat Montana State 37-10 in the season opener. Let's head to the media room. Here's what Coach Anderson said after the win.
Exhausted, excited. I was just telling Jerry, it's honestly, it's a blur. I'm not sure exactly what all happened. I think we won a game, and it's been a long time coming, but I thought the kids played hard, and especially early defense just kept us in it, and with the game being as close, a lot closer than we wanted it to be for a lot longer than we wanted it to be. Obviously Montana State's a pretty good football team, but it stayed close, and I was probably most pleased with how the guys responded. They just never flinched, just continued to go to work and stayed positive and found a way to make some plays to kind of get us out in front. But it was a great night. It's an amazing night. Dream come true for me. I mean, it's been a long time, and that couldn't happen any better for us. So What questions do you have?
You feel like the offense in some ways may have made a statement in the second half because you had some key people out, but still you were able to produce and make big plays?
Yeah, you know, I think the main thing is they finished drives. The first half we found ways to kind of sabotage our drives. I think I looked at halftime and we had 300-something yards on like 47 plays. So we were playing fast and we were moving the chains between, you know, the 20 to the 20. We found ways to sabotage drives. And, you know, I knew going into it that we wanted to, you know, that we were going to go for it on fourth down in a couple of spots on the field. Kind of that was already pre-calculated, but we obviously didn't execute it very well. We just found ways to not get in the end zone. In the second half, they finished drives. We scored touchdowns. We're not sitting there kicking field goals all day. And to win games against good people, now we're going to have to get the ball in the end zone. And so I was pleased with how they responded. Anyway, you're right. We have a lot of guys that were dinged up. We had to play a lot of people. I think we probably played 10, maybe 11, maybe even 12 freshmen.
And there you have it, a happy Coach Anderson. You'll hear more after the break.
Red Wolves Live, sponsored by George Kell and Arkansas State University.
Back to the season premiere of Red Wolves Live, and the A-State season certainly started successfully. We'll send it back to the vault. Chris has some final thoughts.
Quick takeaways. Well, there are too many takeaways for the Red Wolves tonight against Montana State. Got to clean those up, especially with the next 2 weeks with Tennessee and then Miami. Another big point of emphasis for me, you hear Cool Hand Luke all the time. How about Cool Foot Luke Ferguson, clutch night, the pride of JHS. Transitioning from a great job that Brian Davis did, perfect kicking tonight. He outscored Montana State by himself. Your final score, Luke Ferguson 13, Montana State 10. Also 4 punts inside the 20. Should be interesting this next few days for A-State. They get an early chance to scout 2 future opponents. Utah State facing Tennessee tomorrow on the SEC Network. A-State is going to have their hands full these next couple weeks. They got to clean things up to have a chance to win on Rocky Top.
Thanks, Chris, and you'll hear more from the Pack tomorrow night. It's the premiere of the Blake Anderson Show. It's produced right here in the KIT studios as Coach will break down the Montana State game. The Blake Anderson Show is tomorrow at 10:35, right after Region 8 News at 10. And that'll do it for the season premiere of Red Wolves Live. I'm Kamen Entchev. Once again, A-State wins 37-10, and we'll be back next week from Knoxville.